Space, the final frontier. This is the 2.5-year journey of the build of the Starship Enterprise. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models. Welcome to stage 35 of building the Enterprise D from Hero Collector. Now, this issue, we've got a few parts, there's a few bits to do, and we're going to be doing some more bits with the large saucer section. But first of all, we're using this, so I shall move the other parts out of the way. We need a couple of BP screws. They've provided 3, so obviously one of those is spare as ever. Let's get 2 of those out, put that back over there. So yeah, I don't need these yet either. Let's get them over there as well. What I do need is from previously the neck section. What we're doing this time is much the same as we've done on that side. We're starting on this side, building up and starting off how everything's going to go together over here. Now this one's a little bit different, and there is a little bit of modifications going to be happening with this. This side, I was wondering where the switch is going to go. Let me just sort the focusing out so we can get everything back as it should be. There we go. Right, yes, the switch is going to stick out through here. Now, it sticks out not massively long. I thought about trimming it down, but I don't think I'm going to. But what I am going to do is repaint it. I'm going to paint it grey. I almost certainly won't be able to match exactly the grey, but it's going to look better than the black. But I can do that while it's in place. I don't have to worry about painting it. Actually, no, I'm going to paint it off. Before I do this part of the stage, which is fixing this in place with 2 BP screws through there, I'm going to give this a quick coat of some grey paint just to match it a little bit closer so it's not blatantly, because this panel is obviously going to sit down there. So it's going to be out of the way, but it's not as out of the way as I would like. So a little bit of repainting, then I'll come back, fix it in place once it's dry, obviously. And then we'll get on with the rest of this stage's build. So I shall see you very soon with this being repainted to match. And there you go. Nice and grey. I just used... What did I use? This one. I used some Model Air light grey because I figured it was light grey. And that was the bottle I had to hand. And it's actually a pretty good match. Once that's in there, you can see it, but it's not nearly as bad as it was before. So I'm happy with that. Whether it needs a little bit touching up once it's been in there and moved around a couple of times, we'll find out in a while. But for now, that's going to be held in place with a couple of these screws. I don't know why they didn't basically paint it grey or send us a grey one initially, because it's much nicer, isn't it? So yeah, not worthy of an entire upgrades and modifications video as I've done on several other artworks, but certainly worth having a go at if you've got some paint laying around. But certainly do it before you put it in place, just in case you're as messy as me and likely to get paint all over the place. So that now sits in there and, I say, matches a lot better. It's not perfect, but you know, it's fine. So that's going to go in place about there. And yeah, that does the job, doesn't it? I mean, obviously you're going to be seeing it mainly from the top, but if you do look around, then it doesn't stand out nearly so much now as it did. So that's that. Next up, we are continuing to build another panel. So I'm going to get this out of the way. I shall get the windows and escape pods in. Won't take much on this one. And then we'll see about installing that to the rest of the dish. So windows installed, escape pods installed, and we're not actually fitting into the thing quite yet because we've got to put this one on from a couple of issues ago. This will go over, basically covering over, yeah, that's that. The other bulb is this. Right, let's just check and read the writings. Remove your deck panel assembly from stage 33, take deck panel life 35 episode from this issue. This one of these, the one with the yellow one, is going in the top part there before that gets assembled onto those 2 screw holes there. So that just covers there a little bit, and that goes in there. Yeah, there's nothing that fits in with the pin behind it, same as all of these. Nowhere else attaches. So that goes on there, and then that goes on there with 2 of these EM screws, because the bottom plate is metal. Again, tightening one, make sure it lines up before you tighten it down fully, because it probably won't if it's anything like mine. There we go. That gets that one located in place as well. Now, obviously these are slotted to screws, they're not an actual hole, so make sure it is fully, make sure it's fully up before you tighten it. And obviously remember as well, if you're going to move it around to tighten it, make sure you don't lose your panels or your windows that are underneath where you're tightening these screws. This will hold the windows in place, but it won't hold the escape pods in place. So be careful of those until it fits behind something else, or something else fits in front of it. Yeah. So there we go. That's that. There. Now I need to cover that over. Make sure that the windows are in the right places. Yes, they're okay. I put them all in the right places as well, not just I didn't mess them around. So yeah, that's that. So now we do need the rest of the dish to get the panels assembled, as well as another panel from previously. So I shall get that and come back. Okay, now it does say retrieve your deck panel U303, which it does in fact say U303 on there. And this is installing up here. No, 2 sections away from that. It's going to go on there, basically. And this one is going to go around it. So we're leaving a little chunk out while we're putting this one in, because this has obviously got the special section there to put that in. So I shall leave that out the way over there, carefully. It does say how to install this, but I'm not trusting their wiring completely, because I'm pretty sure I could have done this better than they have. So we'll see how we go on. So this is going here by the looks of it. Yeah, next to this bit. Obviously from the other side. And the wire, it says to take in and round and under and through. And then this wire has to go in as well, which is going to go over the top of around and then in there. So I'm going to figure out where it's going to go, and then I'm just going to work it out for myself. These 2 screw holes here are going to be held in place on over those holes there. So it's going in like that. So we've already got that coming out of there rather than where it says it's... Oh no, it does say it's going to be out through there. That's under there. Yeah, that's through that one, which is where I would have put it. That's okay. So far, so good. Then this is coming around and actually going through there by the looks of it. But where's it going to end up? Let's see. That's going there. That's going there. I think it's pretty much got to come through there. So once it goes through there, you've got to then get it in there, which might mean, certainly going to mean separating it a little bit more. Might mean loosening off through there. Actually, there's no screw there, so no, it doesn't mean loosening off anything. It just means opening it slightly to get that in. Come on, you know you want to. There we go. So that's that in there now. Panels are still in place over on that side. So that's then going to go there, and it's held in place with 2 DP screws. I moved all the screws to get them out of the way and put them further in the way. Why has my focus gone funny? That's very strange. Right, you know, it's not the focus. The whole, I've got some strange effect going on there. I don't know what's happened there. I'll get these screws in, and then when I get the other panel figured out where it's going to go, I shall figure out why and try and correct the fun effect filter that I seem to have got popped on there. It might just be all the wires and the reflections and things that are making it go a little bit loopy. So let's get a screw in there. Hold that in place. while I get the other screw in the other side as well. Then I can tighten both of those down like that. Okay, so that wire coming out and going to go somewhere. It won't really reach there, but we'll worry about that when we get there. I'll try and figure out the video and come back momentarily. Right, that's better. It's as good as I can get it. I think it's just all the colours, the wires and the black and everything that's causing problems. This one is going basically there, but obviously on the other side of the entire framework. And we need to get this light, this bulb that hasn't been connected anywhere, is going in there. And there's various combinations, 3 different types of screws to hold it all together. It does seem overly complicated. I don't know. The instructions in the page, as you can see in the corner there, aren't terribly helpful when it comes to the wires. It might just be me not being able to see things very clearly, but I don't think it is. I think it's just not very clear. So that's going to go there. So this wire is going to have to come out of here. So's that one. No, that can't. That can't come out of there because it's got to go into there. And there's a big metal wall in the way. So it does say to take it over the wall or around the wall, or actually it says over the wall. But then it also says that this one goes over the wall as well. Maybe it's talking about that wall. No, it's definitely talking about this wall. That's going there. Ah, no, it's further down than I thought. Okay, that's going there. So this is actually coming out through here. I was not covering over the windows correctly. So that comes out through here. That makes more sense to me. Then that bulb can go in around there. It can just go over the top of there at the moment because there's nothing on the other side of that. That locates in place about there. Then this needs to lift into place, making sure my escape pods are still in the right place. They are. Making sure no wires are getting trapped under other strange things, which they aren't. That's going in there like that. Ish. That doesn't seem that this is... Ah, there we go. Right. So, I need to put that in place with some BM, EM and DP screws. So, I shall get those sorted out and get that sorted out. While I've got DP open, I'm going to get one of those out. Put it on my screwdriver and pop that in this corner down here. Which will hold things mostly in place. There's another one I need next to that over there. Just like that. Actually, yes, that's working fairly well. This is obviously going to have to double back and go through there somewhere. Let's get the BM screws out and see where they're going to go. Basically everywhere except those 2 by the looks of that picture. Yep. So first one is up there, holding that in place. I'm a little bit not concerned, but there's extra screws here or holes here around that things are going to have to go into, but I don't quite yet. So that's there. I'm not tightening any of these down as yet. This is just making sure everything lines up. Then I can flip it over, make sure everything lines up. Go from there. Those 2 screws seem to be stuck together. Let's break them apart. Right, I shall get these screwed in, come back and show you what it looks like when it's finished. Right, that's that together, and it's pretty horrible. I don't like it at all. There's nasty leveling problem there, so something's not gone together quite right. I shall fiddle around, play with it, and see what we can get. The lines line up from straight above. It looks fine, but it's not from that angle. So I need to play around with that and get that right. So I shall do that and see if I can get it to lay together right. I don't know why there's this gap down the middle here. It's sort of... I'm assuming we've probably got most of the bits for it, but yeah. Let's see what I can do about that first. Right, there you go. That's much better. It's not quite perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. The problem I had was, I don't know if it was my own making or theirs. This wire here, the yellowy one, was coming under this panel here, forcing that up. So yeah, just be careful where all the wires go. Make sure there's none being squashed anywhere. I've also remembered to put that bulb in place in there. So that's that. That's that. There's 3 more wires coming off over there at some point to go somewhere and wire up and fit in places. So yeah, that's that. Thank you for watching stage 35. I shall see you very shortly for 36. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.